My name is Loly Reyes. I'm the senior social worker with Multicultural Youth SA. I came 6 years ago to Australia to do my master's degree in social work. So when I came to Australia, I studied 1 year English and then I started my master's degree in social work. While I was studying, I worked as a waitress and then I did my first placement here at MISA. And after finishing my placement, I was offered a position as a social worker. Then I had the opportunity as well to do my second placement in a shelter at Youth 110. And basically after finishing my degree, I stayed here at MISA and it's been 5 years since then. Yes, to work as a social worker, you can either do a bachelor degree, but in my case, I did a master's degree and it took me 2 years. So when I started here at MISA, as I said before, I started as a student, and then I started being the social worker. Then I was promoted to be the housing officer, and I did that job for almost 2 years, and I really enjoyed it because it gave me a good knowledge of crisis intervention and how to work in the sector and what services are available for young migrants and refugees that are experiencing homelessness. After that, I was promoted to be as a at-risk social worker, and after a year of being the at-risk social worker, I was promoted to be the senior social worker. At the moment, I'm the senior social worker, and also I am the coordinator for the City West Hub. It's an after-hour program that MISA runs every Friday and Saturday night, in which we coordinate the transport to young people that is in the city and is vulnerable or at risk of offending. I think what I love about my job is like you never know what is going to happen. So every day is different, and I never get bored because every day I learn something new and I develop my skills. When you work as a social worker, you never know what you're gonna do, as I said before. So you can be one day organizing a group work, but then the next day you can be supporting a young person that is at risk of committing suicide, or just supporting a family that just lost their entire house in a fire. So I guess sometimes people think that social workers are just sitting there doing nothing, but actually we do everything, and every day is something different. So we need to know everything from group work to how to do crisis intervention. I work in a really small NGO, so we are approximately 10 social workers, mainly women. What we do is we support young migrants and refugees that just arrived to Australia. In my office, we have a youth space, and this is a safe space for young people to drop in and give us the opportunity to actually engage with them and see what is happening in their lives. So once again, the really positive thing about being a social worker is the unexpected, but I think that's the biggest challenge, because you never know what is going to happen. You never know how your day is going to end, and sometimes this can be really draining, especially when you need to attend a crisis at 5 p.m. on a Friday and when no resources are available. So you need to work with nothing, and you need to be really strong and advocate really strong to get outcomes for your clients. So at the moment, I am organizing a camp for young people. It's a camp for 10 young girls and 10 young boys and 20 mentors. So we are in the process of developing this program. I'm really excited because this will give the opportunity to young people to meet other young people like them, share their stories and socialize and just be out of their houses, and also being able to experience being out there in what Australia has there to give them. For me, one of the hardest has been when a client committed suicide, and this was when I was a graduate from my career. It was really hard. Although all the procedures were put in place and all the safety plans were put in place, at the end this horrible thing happened. But it took me a while, and it took me a lot of debriefing and techniques and supervision with my manager to actually understand that at the end this was not my fault, and I did what I was capable of. But this situation gave me the opportunity to understand what can I do better and how can see red flags in young people that are experiencing depression. So this was one of the worst things that I have to deal with, but at the same time I was able to learn and to become a stronger social worker. So I guess I'm not gonna give this advice to just getting into the social work industry. I will give it to just one person that is following the dream. Says never give up, keep trying. And a good example is like when you have a plan and you keep trying for what you want, it's pretty likely that you're gonna get what you want. I started as a waitress, and I remember when I started working here at MISA, I worked 9 to 5, and then I went to the restaurant until 10 p.m. and then working again in the morning, waking up to come here. Meanwhile, I was finishing my master's. So I did it because I believe in myself and because I had a plan, and I knew that was temporary. For young people, sometimes it's really hard because they want everything at the same time and they don't believe that something is gonna come after. But just keep following your dreams and just keep being consistent and keep trying, because if you try really hard, you will get it.